Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to a tail end of a very, very hot summer. My name is Jason Sketch, and we are super overjoyed and glad that you guys have decided to spend your summer with us listening to a dicey experience because it's too darn hot to go outside and do, well, anything. I am the DM for this campaign. I am known as Jason Sketch, and I am super thankful and glad that you guys have decided to spend another potential hour of your day with us. Sitting across from me, picking his nose, is my buddy. Which buddy's picking his nose? Oh, that's not my buddy. Who are you? Go away. Ah, perfect. He has moved and his seat has been now replaced with my good friend, Lazy Man Gamer. Haha, success. Lazy Man, tell us about yourself and who you play.
This feels like a trap. I am not picking my nose. I am Lazy Man Gamer. I play the Harangon Rogue Ranger Jean Lafayette, the dashing swashbuckler attempting to learn how to deal with this Drake thing, and has mixed feelings about the demise of his captain.
Sitting awkwardly close to him on his right side there is my good buddy Stolen, who's attempting to share a mic with Lazy Man. Tell us about yourself, Stolen.
Hey everybody, it's Stolen. I am playing Cruz Saipan, the Warlock Turtle, and potentially new captain of the string. You know, I was lieutenant, now I'm captain. I think it works right.
Sitting on the far side of the table with two microphones for some strange reason is my buddy Meerkat.
Hey everybody, this is Captain Meerkat. I am playing Lucas Pinduit, the chef.
Man, well, this story has gone in several different places in different locations, but I'm excited to say congratulations, guys. With the end of that last episode, you've completed your first arc. You can give yourselves a round of applause. Well, yeah, well done. It took us 16 episodes or 15 episodes, but we got there. So, but with that in mind, like any new arc that's beginning, just like your average anime or TV show, cartoon show, the opening scene begins to change. We are no longer watching that crazy seagull fly over the ship and greeting all the different characters along the way. We are now getting ready to begin a new and awesome and epic opening to our story here. So in this anime opening, as we're watching the camera kind of open up, is it rock music that's playing in the background, or is it more like smooth jazz? What kind of tone of music are we hearing?
Rock. 100% rock.
100% rock. Okay, yeah. Kind of get that electric guitar going.
That is not rock. That is
that was
grass country.
That is banjo. Deliverance.
Let me hear your electric guitar, Lazy Man.
Oh man,
that sounds a little more like The Devil Went Down to Georgia. So.
Yeah.
Oh man. The rock music is playing. It's a heavy riff from an electric guitar. You got some cool drums kind of in the background going. As we're leaning in, the camera's opening up, and we see a sea serpent spring up out of the water, and it's roaring into the sky. I say with this one, first thing you're going to see is our three teammates getting ready to attack this giant sea serpent. What do each of you guys do?
Crew is going to charge headfirst at the sea serpent with his hand axe pulled out. He's going to run, slide, and hit the sea serpent, jump up on the other side, turn to the camera, and wink.
Perfect. The camera first follows in. Crew, you do that slide, that cut, and that beautiful wink. It kind of does that. Kind of use this that right when the cymbal from the drums get, right when your wink goes off. Beautifully done. Who's next?
John is going to be hopping around the ship and up and down on the serpent's back and stabbing periodically with his rapier and do a nice, spread eagle backflip off of the sea serpent, and as his face comes into focus, he's gonna blow a kiss to the camera.
Beautiful. What a wonderful flip. That It's a cool guitar riff that kind of happens with a little deep bass of every time you bounce. It's a Lucas.
I am standing at the what's the little pole at the end of the ship? What's that called? I'm standing at the pole at the end of the ship.
The stern?
I'm standing on the stern of the ship. And I twirl around, and as I'm twirling, my hand goes in my pocket, and as I start facing the camera, I throw out my hand, and a bunch of popcorn flies into the camera in slow motion, and the waves come up behind me and kind of arc over me.
Beautifully done. Yeah, the popcorn slams into that sea serpent. It starts to go down, and you see a couple other quick things before the scene kind of changes. You got Freddy, who's running in a panic back and forth across the ship. You see Nameless and the little fairy dragon, whose name is Fang, off the tip of my head. That's right, off the tip of my tongue. Fang and Nameless look at each other, they nod, and they jump off, and they make a scratch attack against the sea serpent. And as it's going down, the captain will fly by with his fancy crystallized wings, use his long, big old great sword, and just cut the head of that sea serpent's head off. And the head will scroll down from the top of the screen to the bottom, and we fade into a black background where we see the captain quickly crystallize into his new crystallized form, where he's now petrified. The song kind of changes a little bit. It's a little more, not as exciting, a little more sad, but still with the same pace that it had before. And on the right side, with his back turned to the captain, on the captain's right side, with his back turned towards the captain, stands John holding the new crystal sword. John, tell me, what kind of position are you standing in? What are you doing in this small scene where it's just a black background, the captain's there, and you're fading in on the right side?
I've got the crystal sword out and basically pointing out in front of me into the black nothingness. And I extend my other hand out, and as I extend it out, the helm materializes in front of me, again just against the black nothingness, and Jean's just standing there pointing off into the distance and manning the helm.
The scene flashes, and there's three cool things or key things that we see that kind of describe and gives the viewers an idea of who Jean is. What are these three scenes that we see suddenly pop up about Jean?
3 more scenes?
I told you, prepare 3
I've
scenes.
already given 2! The 2 of them, these are what I had already planned!
Oh, buddy. 3 good scenes. Let us know. What's the first one? Something maybe about your background.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
What is my character's name?
Jean Lafayette.
Jean Lafayette. Okay, so my friend's name is Drake.
Your friend's name is Nameless.
Not that friend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Okay, I've got 2. Let me think of one more real quick. What have we done here lately? Fought a sea serpent, the Nilbog thing.
Simblar's moment, when you went and get the money from Simblar. You ran away.
Yeah.
Simblar.
Merp was there.
Okay, I got him. All right, let's go. We'll edit this out. Someone will.
All right. So what are these 3 things, 3 moments?
So the first one is Jean sitting at the table with the Nilbog, and we're negotiating back and forth, and it's a tense moment around the contract, and Jean's it's a silent scene with the music playing over it, and you can see Jean and the Nilbog going back and forth and trying to work out the details of this contract. And then it shifts into the second scene, and it's a little bit darker, and a much younger Jean and a companion of his who we haven't met are stealing off of a ship and jumping onto a rowboat into the night and pulling away as silently as they can under the cover of darkness. And then it shifts one more time, and we see a slightly younger Jean, even younger than him, as he's stealing away from the ship, and he's got his feet propped up on Samblar's desk, and he's tossing a coin bag from one hand to the other and just staring down the poor Samblar.
Dude, I got chills. That's awesome. We fade back in from that scene from you hanging out, tossing the bag on Semblar's desk, and Semblar kind of panicking a little bit. And on the right side of Captain begins to appear Lucas. His back is also turned towards the Captain, but what do we see here, Lucas?
It's like So I'm holding the sapphire shields, and I have my rolling pin fronds just kind of in my hands and resting on my shoulder.
Okay, perfect. And do you have any facial expression or anything?
Just a sad, stoic look as he just gazes off into the horizon.
We follow your gaze into the horizon, and it flashes into 3 scenes about Lucas. What do we see?
So the first one, it kind of a quick zoom in from the outside of his family home, and it zooms in through the front door and to Lucas at the kitchen, who's furiously chopping vegetables with a big smile on his face, and it suddenly shifts in a big burst of fire that ends with him silhouetted in fire in front of an oven on the ship, and he's furiously tossing a steak in a fry pan, and then it quickly shifts to a table of the Captain and John and Lucas and crew at the table, and are all smiling and having a good time around the food. And then at the end, it kind of like has a little thought bubble in the corner of the Captain turning into crystal, and Lucas getting a angry look on his face, and it just goes to him at the oven furiously working away at the dish that he is, and then just kind of staring into the flames and the food as it slowly fades to black.
So as it fades back out, oh my gosh, you guys, well done, man. This is incredible. It fades into black, and we're going back into that scene, and we see now Jean's on the right, Lucas is on the left, Captain's still petrified in the middle, and right in front of the Captain, kind of just back still turns toward the Captain, facing the screen. We've got Crew. Crew, what are you doing?
Crew is grabbing the necklace hanging around his neck, and just has one hand stuck up straight up in the air, but open palmed up into the air.
Beautiful. Any expression on his face, or is he
just a look of pissed offness?
So angry, yeah.
Yep.
We kind of see the angry face first, and we watch your hand rise up in the air, and the camera just kind of follows that same motion with your hand. It kind of almost like we're being Eldritch Blast into your scenes. What do we see?
The first scene is you're standing inside a cave, very dark. All you can really see is the silhouette of a very young Crew kind of stumbling through this cavern, when all of a sudden there's a bright light flash, and that bright light flash takes you into the second scene, where you see a younger Crew, not much younger than what he is now, sitting at a table at an inn, sipping on what you assume to be mead, and a younger gnome figure walks up to him and puts her hand on his shoulder. The camera then zooms into her hand, which then moves on to the final scene, where you see Crew standing up in the crow's nest, just staring at the horizon with the ring in his hand, and he's just staring between the ring and the horizon.
Oh my gosh, chills. I've got chills. These are so good, guys. Well done. We go back into this scene, and we have all 3 of you guys standing around the Captain, just kind of like you're getting ready to make your big decisions, and it's a big moment for you guys. And then from the top, we see the Nobog. He falls, and he sits on top of your captain's head, just kind of his feet dangling down, and he kind of reaches up and grabs something from the top of the screen, and as he pulls down, you see Sally, Sarah, and Lily fall to the ground as they're pulling down the sail. And the sail appears in front of you guys, and it says, "The Fates."
Very nice.
Very, very nice.
And then, the production company and all that pops up before we fade into our scene. It's the next morning. I imagine, and you guys can let me know, you guys decided not to sail on for the rest of that day. You've kind of just stayed in whatever spot you were anchored in. Is that a safe assumption to make?
Yeah, the captain had just pulled up the anchor, so after this, crew just walks over and pushes the anchor back in.
So the anchor had just been pulled up recently, so you guys were planning on getting ready to go. It was later in the day, so you wouldn't have gotten very far, but you guys just kind of rested for the evening, I imagine. Anything particular that happened overnight that we need to look at or take a picture of, or even just see an image of before we move into this morning?
Crew, at some point, is going to grab the dagger that was in the captain.
Okay. It's not flashing anymore, so it seems to be an ornate dagger. It is so kind of a very pristine metal at the top, with a little of a bit of a curve at the very top, almost like kind of the shape of a half moon at the top of the blade there. The hilt is of gold color, and it kind of swirls as it goes out right and left. And the holding part, where you're actually holding the hilt, is a glass. With a red jewel at the bottom. And the glass at one point was purple. When you're looking at it now, you realize there was a bunch of purple little, almost like beads that were inside of it. And it's about 1/4 full now of these purple beads. You can, just looking at it, you can tell it's magical in nature, though you may not know the name of the blade.
Can I investigate it just to see if I can figure out how it works?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
18?
18. Yeah. You realize that the color of the beads that were inside the little glass portion of the hilt is the same color as your captain. You imagine that it has to do something with the effect of, once it's like a needle. This dagger has to be jabbed into the side of a amethyst dragonborn, and it makes the dragonborn begin to crystallize. But the beads have to match the color of the dragonborn. So it only works on the crystal dragonborns.
Okay.
Amethyst specifically, with that type of bead that you see there. You can even see, looking at the blade, that there's almost like a little slit where the beads might travel to go into the bloodstream or whatever of the creature it's stabbing.
Is there any way to refill it or change the beads that are in it?
Yes, yeah. It looks like you could screw off the red jewel at the bottom that kind of functions like a button. And you could empty it out and replace it with a different type of beads. You feel like, though, it can't be, like, if you were to put liquid in it, liquid wouldn't stay very well, or wouldn't transfer very well along the line. Try to make a poison dagger, it wouldn't function that way. It would have to be some sort of bead-like feature.
I'm just gonna carry it with me.
Okay. Anything else y'all are looking to do that evening? Or?
We should probably do something with the captain, so he's not just out here in the open.
Sean will take him into the captain's quarters.
Roll me a strength check.
Okay.
Crew will help.
I'll help as well.
Okay.
17.
14.
2.
Yeah, Jean and crew, you guys both grab the captain before Lucas even gets a chance to help and start dragging him along the floor. Lucas's too does manage to find the keys on his belt still that magically weren't crystallized with everything else, and able to unlock his door. The captain's quarters is relatively large. You guys have some, decent sized rooms, but his room is like massive. There's a large queen bed on the far side of the room that's, of course, as you imagine, the sheets and the blankets are all tattered on it. There's a large kind of globe in the middle of the room to kind of just get an idea of him looking at a map. There's a massive bay window in the back of the boat that has large curtains that are closed currently. An open chest that's completely empty on the far side. But there's a chest of drawers where you see different kind of clothing he could change into. is in the room. Different styles of captain cloaks are there, and yeah, there's tables in there. There's 2 or 3 different tables, and they've got papers that are just kind of scattered all over the tables. You wonder why he doesn't have a desk, but then you see his organization style of just kind of papers everywhere, and you realize a desk wouldn't do him any good. So, what'd you like to do?
Y'all want to try and get him into the bed?
I was just gonna put him up against a corner. Somebody's gonna be sleeping there.
So are we just gonna like tie him to the corner so he doesn't fall over?
We can lay him on the ground. He's pretty heavy. Take quite a bit to knock him over.
So
Is the bed large enough that we could put him under the bed?
No, the bed's built into the ship wall.
Okay.
So like the box spring is built into the wall there.
Okay.
Just put him in a closet or something.
I think that's a fine idea. We can throw him in the closet.
Yeah, there's a large closet in the room that he could fit into. Sure. Oh man.
Right? Heave up.
Yeah. Open the closet. Roll me perception check when you guys open that closet.
4.
They're not crew.
21.
13.
13. Okay. Lucas, you notice when you open that closet and you begin to stick him in there that there's like a strange box like feature in the back, and there's like letters sticking out of this box. There's a little bit of a magic aura around the box, but there's 2 or 3 like fresh letters kind of sticking out of it.
Hey guys, stop for a second. There looks like there's some kind of box back there. I can feel some kind of magic coming off it. I don't know if we really want to touch any of his stuff, but
I would say we want to touch all of his stuff.
Yeah, Crew didn't notice because he was already halfway back to claiming the bed for himself.
I mean, not to state the obvious, but 3 people who we have no idea who are or where they're from just jumped aboard our ship, killed our captain, and attempted to make off with this map, and I'm assuming they probably wanted the compass as well. I think if there's any information to be gleaned from going through the captain's quarters to figure out what exactly we're dealing with would be a grand idea.
agreed. We do need to find out as much as we can.
Speaking of, we probably want to figure out if we can hide that map and compass just in case we are boarded again.
I think that might be a good idea. We should probably maybe get some rest and discuss in the morning our plans from here on out, after we've gone through the captain's quarters.
Yeah. While we're going through the captain's quarters, just periodically Crew is going to check mentally in with that air genasi and just see if they're anywhere close by or if they're left.
If you check in, you feel like they're still in pain, like they're hurting a lot from that fight. You gauge emotions off of that as well, or just know where they're at?
No, I just know their location. As long as they're on the same plane.
They are still on the same plane, but you feel like they are moving farther and farther away from you, heading in a southeastern direction. You would know this direction to be home, at least where you grew up. But they hadn't gotten that far yet. They're just kind of heading in that general direction.
So everybody, it seems like the Air Genasi and his friends are heading away from us, so that's a positive. And they seem to be going in a southeasterly direction.
Who were they?
Your guess is as good as mine. Do you know, Jean?
No, they seem to know the captain, though. Maybe some of his old crewmates, people he went to the island with before.
It's possible. Do you think any of those letters would say anything?
Didn't one of them said something about your ring crew, about wanting it?
Yeah, I have no idea. My patron just gave me this ring. I think he said
He seemed...
I think he said something about his father's ring.
The Genasi did.
Yeah, the Genasi did. As he was jumping off, he said that he was going to come back for his father's ring.
And your patron just gave it to you.
Yeah, he just gave it to me.
Aren't Air Genasis, isn't one of their parents like what are they called? Sorry, out of game. What are they called? Gens in D&D?
Yep. Gens. Genies.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Okay. Take two. Aren't air genasis, aren't one of their parents djinns? Can a djinn be a patron?
I think so.
Is it possible your patron is also his father?
It's possible. I really haven't talked to Haid that much to figure out if he has any offspring. To be honest, I really don't talk to him that much. He just gave me the ring and said, "Be off with you."
We may need more information on that if people are looking for it.
Yeah, it kind of scares me now that he may be after it. Because without this, I don't have my powers.
We best keep that safe then.
The crew will take and tuck it like underneath his tunic.
If we were to put it in a bag of holding, would you still be able to use your powers?
No, I think it has to be on me.
On you?
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. We'll find a way to hide it.
Yeah. But he seemed to sense it. He knew it was there before he even saw it. So that may be tricky. So this may be a conversation for when we're more awake. So do we want to keep going through the captain's stuff?
Yeah, have you looked over those papers? Those letters?
No, I thought you had them, John.
No, I thought Lucas had them.
Oh, I'll get him, and I'll walk over. I'll walk over to them, and I'm gonna cast dispel magic on it.
On the box?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you feel like the power that was associated with the box fades away. As you do that, you begin to notice it's kind of like a little black hole behind that box that begins to just dissipate.
I'm sorry, what is it doing?
Dissipate?
Dissipating.
Yeah, dissipate.
Okay.
What did I say?
Like it's fading away.
It's fading away. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it begins to fade away. And there is like a number on the side, like a mailbox number on the side, and that number begins to fade as well. So do you want to finish your spell?
There's a number on the side of the box that is fading away.
Yeah, it looks like a mailbox number.
Okay, can I read the number before?
Yeah.
I am assuming that this is a trap, so that's why I am doing this.
Yeah, no.
And I'm gonna continue with it, but can I read the number before it fades completely?
Yep. 9925AB.
992580.
9258B. Confusing me with your other numbers.
9258, and then the letter B.
Yes, as in boy.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
There's 3 letters that you can grab. The first one looks like a bill from the Aarakocra Crier. The second one looks like yay, you can sign up for this fancy magazine for Food Flavor Unlimited. And it looks like if you open the letter up, it would be something it's a magazine about different types of new types of food that you can order and have shipped to different locations to pick up. Kind of like a box, a meal kit box. It looks like he's left that one in the mailbox for a while, though. It's got a lot of dust on it. You assume since he's got a cook, he doesn't have to worry about getting meal kits anymore. The last one, though, has a seal on the back of it. That's a like kind of candle seal on the back. And on the front, it's specifically addressed to Captain Nadaar. And it says it's from an Anne Bonny. That's A-N-N-E. Last name Bonny, B-O-N-N-Y. And then the symbol on the back, Jean. Make a perception check for me.
I think that's a yes, 15.
Yeah, you recognize that symbol as the symbol that the lady that has put you under contract with Nadaar. That's her symbol.
Hey everyone, it's Stolen here. I play Crew, a member of the Fates. I really hope you're enjoying our podcast. If you are, please make sure to follow and like us on any kind of podcasting app you're using. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to hit that like button, the subscribe, and even leave a comment. Any kind of interaction really helps the algorithm and can help push our content out to anybody. Word of mouth is really how we're going to continue to grow and thrive and make this kind of content for you. And we really hope that you can help us continue to do that. We're also on social media. You can follow us on Twitter at Dicey Experience and on Instagram at A Dicey Experience. Using the hashtag A Dicey Fate is also a great way to interact with us, and we look forward to interacting with you back. So, without further ado, let's get back to that story.
What does that one say, Lucas?
I crack it open and I'll read the letter.
The letter on the inside, basically, the gist what you can understand and gather from it is, Nadaar, I am surprised that you were willing to pay the full fee for Jean. We would like you to consider sending Jean home if he is interested in returning. However, it's between you and him. How soon do you plan on telling him? And you can see the date was maybe a day or two ago that the payment was sent.
Does Lucas read that out loud?
Yeah, I do.
That... Can I swear?
Yes. Like John looks at the other party members. We're pirates. Can I swear?
I'll look into the closet at Captain Nadaar and say, "That bastard," and pull out my flintlock and shoot him.
Okay. Yeah, the bullet goes right through his left shoulder.
Sean, what? And I grab his gun. What are you doing?
I've been enslaved to this man. And
Again, Lucas, it's clear that the payment was sent just a few days ago, and that this letter came in maybe like yesterday through this magic mailbox.
John is just like read and can't really like put words together, but he's furious. He's just kind of like, I've been enslaved to this man. I've worked my tail off, put my life on the line, gone into dragons' lairs, and all this nonsense that we've had to put up with. And he just rides me the entire time. And here I've been free for who knows how long. And he had no plans to tell me. I have a life. I don't know about you two and what you're doing here, what has led you to this ship. But I have a life that I've been working for.
Lucas, can you tell when the captain got that letter?
He got this a day ago.
So, Jean, it's not like he was keeping you without, knowledge.
He could have shared that plan. I've been scraping every single piece of gold that I can find into my pockets to try and earn my keep and pay my own way. Would have been nice to have some communication.
Did you know that he had paid for you to be here?
No, of course not. He kept holding the sum over my head and threatening me at every turn that if I didn't shape up, if I didn't do this or that he'd send me off to the mines or who knows where else.
Oh.
I'm here to pay off a debt to Miss Bonnie. That's my sole purpose for my aunt will. And John just kind of shuts his mouth at that point and just looks at the other two and says, "My life at this point is not meant to be on the sea. Every moment I am here is a moment I might die, and I have a life back home I would like to get to."
That's not the Jean I know. The Jean I know takes every moment he can to steer that ship. I see the joy on your face whenever you do.
You're not wrong, but there are greater forces on this ocean than chameleons that pop out of nowhere and triton jellyfish that pop out of the sea. And as much as I may love the sea and as much as it calls to me, until those greater forces are dealt with, it is not safe for me here.
Well, then who's to deal with those forces? We could deal with those forces.
The three of us on a keel ship against an entire navy, a flotilla? It would never happen.
It doesn't have to remain just three. And plus, we have the Nilbog, we have Freddy, we're starting to grow.
I appreciate your gumption and loyalty,
And
but my Aunt Saleh Lafayette is not to be trifled with, and by the time we have a crew a quarter the size of hers, she will have heard that I am back on the seas, and she will not rest until the Bone Raker brings this ship down to its watery grave.
Why is your aunt looking for you?
She's mad.
must run in the family.
So you have one aunt who is looking to kill you, and another aunt that sold you to slavery.
No, Miss Bonnie is not my aunt. She is a financier who lent me a great sum of money, me and my companion Drake, to go on a merchant expedition and see if we could make some money for ourselves and for Miss Bonnie. And my aunt, Saleh, came across us, killed our entire crew, sank our ship, and left us with naught but our lives. And obviously we lost all of Miss Bonnie's money, and so it has been my lot in life to repay that sum here under Captain Nadaar. And that is what I have been attempting to do, only to find out now that he has paid it for me. Which I am grateful for, but the treatment I've endured it's confusing, I suppose.
Don't you think a good way to show your gratitude for him paying off your debt would be to restore him to how he was, at least?
I suppose, although, to be quite honest, I don't know what you two had in mind, but
Well,
I suppose this map and compass are worth quite a deal to the correct person, seeing as how they're willing to kill for it. Since I had a debt to pay, my intention was to simply sell it off and make what money I could.
If somebody's willing to kill for it, just think of what's at the end of the map. You could be able to pay off your debt tenfold.
I could buy some titles too.
And didn't you say your friend Drake? Maybe you could pay off his debt too.
I suppose.
I mean, trust me, and crew gestures around to the ship. This is definitely not what I intended with my life, but the captain there, he showed me quite a lot in even just the last week. He showed me family. He showed me friendship. At this point, I feel like I'm indebted to him. I owe it to him. So this is where I'm staying.
It's certainly tempting. My family used to be nobles, and due to my aunt's insanity, we lost all of our land and titles. I suppose if going to the terrarium nets us a large sum and I could buy back some of our position, it would be worth the risk. I think you've persuaded me, Bull. Lucas, how do you feel?
I came here on the ship to find new ingredients and recipes from my cookbook so I could go back home and show some people what I'm made of. I mean, Nadaar helped me with that and took me where no one else would, so I need to set him right.
All right then. Sounds like 3 votes for the terrarium.
So let's just take the night to rest, reflect, and sail out towards Linguina in the morning to get this ship back in order. Maybe pick up a couple of new crewmates to help.
We'll certainly need quite a crew if we're going to be dealing with unknown threats, as well as the unknown threats of the terrarium, and who knows what else we may face between now and then.
And who knows, maybe we can make it there without your aunt finding out about us.
That would be phenomenal. I can guarantee if she does find out about this endeavor, we will need to be ashore very quickly.
I think we should get some rest.
I agree. Dibs on the captain's bed. And crew runs over and jumps in the bed.
Okay.
I mean, I figure I'm the biggest one. I need the biggest bed.
Nameless is in the corner of the bed and begins to growl.
I just throw a pillow at him.
Nameless would come in and run between John's legs.
Nameless, you're fine. Leave the man alone.
He's scarier than Lily.
Yes, speaking of which, what are these dolls?
What did we not tell you about that?
I killed one of them and stabbed another.
You killed one?
Or did I shoot two of them? No, we shot one and bolted with the lightning another one. The one that was shot is mostly fine.
They're what's been cleaning the ship.
I don't like that.
They're the...
We promised to get them back to their home.
Yeah, we're supposed to be taking them to the Feywild.
Who... Did the captain know about this?
We were actually talking to him about it when all hell broke loose.
How did they get aboard the ship? That's... Okay, first questions first. Who are these things and where did they come from?
So you remember that note cave?
Yes.
That was theirs. That was their room.
And they were friends of the Nilbog, and we agreed for the
Nope.
Nilbog to come along, and they came with us.
Nope. You keep using the word we. We decided nothing. It sounds as though the two of you decided something.
No, you signed that contract for the Nilbog to come on.
The Nilbog, not Nilbog and friends.
But we didn't know about Nilbog and friends either until then.
They're here now.
Yeah, they're here now.
I mean,
and
Well, two of them are.
did you kill one of them?
No.
I wasn't-
No, I did not. Nameless did.
insight check. Natural 1. Yes.
You have no idea if John's telling you the truth or not.
Well, they, what are their names again? Sally, Sarah, Lily, are you here?
Yeah, you see Sally pokes her head in. She looks completely like charred. Her hair is like 2 or 3 strings now. It's kind of poking in different directions. She kind of leans in. She's completely blackened. As if she got struck by lightning. Lily leans in and she's given just a beady glare at Jean, but she's got a bullet wound, at least a bullet hole through her. And Sarah is just kind of hiding in the corner of the door. Like you can see her little hand sticking on the door frame, but you don't really see the rest of her body. It's like she's hiding from John.
When they appear, you see Crew kind of cower up into the bed a little bit.
Yeah, John's got his rapier out and he's pointing it down at him and making sure they're keeping their distance.
Well, hang on, and I kind of put my hand on your hand with your sword, and I kind of try and lower it. Hang on, but they have been helping us this whole time. They haven't done anything bad to us.
They snuck aboard a ship and cleaned. That's Bull's job.
I'm the navigator. How many times do I have to tell you?
The navigator? I swear just yesterday you told me that you were the lookout.
It morphs.
I see.
Lily shakes her head she just shakes her head.
Hey, I point to each one of them and I say, Jean, this is Sally, this is Sarah, this is Lily. We need to help them get back to the Feywild.
The captain said that there's a portal to the Feywild in the terrarium, so we're really killing 2 birds with 1 stone here.
Lucas, Bull, I want you to understand something. I'm not an completely intelligent man. But I do understand the difference between I and we. And you keep saying we, and we did not agree to 3 whatever they are doing whatever they're doing.
Well,
We discussed with the captain in the room, who at the time was in charge of this vessel.
And what did the captain say?
He said, so he agreed with all this, that we're going along with all this.
Well, the captain's not here now.
they did agree to stay out of our rooms, if that helps.
But what are they?
They're Fey.
John looks down at them and eyes them suspiciously and just, are you going to cause any trouble?
They shake their head no. Lily shrugs her shoulders.
Do not touch me.
Sarah and Sally nod their head yes, and Lily shrugs her shoulders.
You, Holy One, I don't like that.
Lily points at herself and looks back and forth.
Yes, no touching, or I'll throw you overboard.
Her shoulders slump and she kind of does one of those like where her hands just kind of go like whatever in the air. She walks off.
I don't like this. I think we handled that pretty well.
Yes, we did.
I think that was an I moment.
Read the room, Bull! Right. Before this day gets any weirder.
Y'all leave my room so I can go to sleep.
John will happily walk out.
Night comes. No storms, no wind. It's just kind of a nice night with the three moons don't appear. It's just the stars. The sea stays calm. Occasionally you hear a fish or two kind of pop up to eat a bug or something as they're splashing out of the water. Next morning comes with a little bit of a fog. Not a mystical, magical fog like you saw from the Air Genasi the day before, but a nice, peaceful morning fog. The dolls do what they always do. They stayed up all night and made sure everything was clean and put in order, though they did stay out of everybody's rooms as requested.
Crew at some point during the night stuck a healing potion outside his door.
You see a nice handwritten thank you note from Sally and an empty bottle when you wake up in the morning. John, you hear Nameless growl once or twice in the middle of the night, and you only assume it's Lily who's peeking in every once in a while just to make sure you were actually asleep. And of course, Nameless is keeping a good eye out for you.
Much appreciated.
An uneventful evening, though, besides those two moments. It's morning. You guys have rested. You got your full spells back. Feel rested. Health is back. I imagine Lucas is in the kitchen cooking again, while Lily's frantically trying to get the dishes clean. Freddy does make his way up. Seems to be doing a little bit better, though his sea legs still don't seem like they're quite underneath him just yet. Frederican, heard lots of noise yesterday. Everything okay?
Is he talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, Frederican, I'm sorry, I forgot about you.
You forgot about me? No wonder you didn't come check on Frederican.
A lot happened yesterday, Frederican. Some people attacked the ship, and the captain is now turned to Crystal, and I think Crew is now the captain. I'm not too sure. A lot happened, so I'm sorry I didn't come get you, but I'll say thank you by giving you some food, and I'll put over a plate of food to him.
Frederican just kind of sits there with a big stupor on his face for a long time, and then he just kind of looks over at you wide-eyed, and he goes, "That's a lot before coffee."
Yeah.
You guys roll into the kitchen the next morning?
Crew does.
Yes, John will as well.
What's for breakfast?
I'm making some smoked salmon and a wild berry kind of parfait for everybody. I needed to take my mind off a few things, so I may have gone a little crazy, but here you go.
Crew takes some of the parfait and starts slowly eating it.
Frederican points at your salmon. Are you gonna eat that?
I am. I just enjoy the parfait first.
He leans over to Jean and points at Jean's salmon. Are you gonna eat that?
Yes.
Oh.
Frederican, you don't need to ask for other people's food. We've got more here, and I kind of give him more.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Master only gave us so much. This is more than my Frederican's had in a long time.
You eat a lot for such a small creature.
I threw up a lot too.
We may need to see someone about that.
Seasickness is not for the weak. It's for the weak.
I think that's actually exactly who it's for.
Oh, I'm sorry about your friend.
We'll get him back.
Which friend? What happened?
Your captain?
Oh, yes. Sad day.
So,
What should I do today, Master? Lucas. Lucas.
Yes, Frederican?
What should I do today?
what were you doing yesterday?
Throwing up, being sick.
How about you go ask Sally or Sarah if you can help them?
Oh, okay. You can see his anxiety rise and his heart beats really fast, but he walks out the door wide-eyed, looking for Sally and Sarah.
So, I guess we should raise anchor soon and start heading towards Linguina.
Agreed.
Sounds like a plan.
We need to make some repairs and pick up some crew and resupply our vessel. I would recommend that while we're there, we stay as incognito as possible. We don't need people necessarily knowing where we're going or where we've been.
Okay.
It might be more difficult to pick up crew that way, but it would just be best if we stay as low-key as possible.
We got some gold in that bag of holding. That should at least entice a few.
Absolutely.
Hey, John.
Yes, DM.
Just so you know, Jean knows that Linguina is a pirate safe haven.
Yeah.
Surrounded by a coral reef. It functions as a barrier, kind of keeps other ships off. Have to know how to navigate through that coral barrier. I've got a couple of things in mind for Linguina, but what does Jean know to be true about the island of Linguina?
Linguina has the absolute best spiced rum cake. Linguina is nothing but a hive of scum and villainy. For the most part, there's not a lot of like inns or taverns that people are staying in. They pretty much just litter the beach and the woods and things like that and set up little pop-up tents and whatnot. There are a few people that live there, but a lot of people are transient, just waiting for the next ship or waiting for their ship to go out to sea again. And so there's a large population that just kind of throws up temporary housing along the beaches and streets and whatnot. And those areas can get very dangerous at times. Linguina at night is much more dangerous than Linguina during the day, but there's always a good selection of friendly folk about, just as long as you know who to ask for directions.
Perfect. You share any of this information with your friends or party members?
Yes, I will give them as much information as I can, and if I have contacts in the town still, I'll let them point them in the right direction. But I'll let them know I plan to stay aboard the vessel unless they absolutely need me for something. Because there might be people there who know who I am, and again, like that, we can't have that be getting out. And so I'll make sure that they also know not to be like, oh yeah, we're sailing with Jean Lafayette, or anything like that. But I will point them to certain people that are good people in the town and can potentially show them some new crewmates and things like that.
Is there any way we could disguise you?
It's certainly possible, but unless we do it by magical means, I would be wary. The Harengon race is fairly interconnected to one another, and so any Harengon out at sea will be suspicious. So I don't know what sorts of magic you can do. I don't know if there's any sorts of illusionary charm you could cast. But I would say so long as I look like a Harengon, it may not necessarily be safe for me. I suppose I could go out at night. There's much more drunkenness, and it'll be easier to potentially lose people in the crowds of drunkenness and rabble rousing.
I can magically disguise myself, but I don't believe I could use it on anybody else.
I ain't got nothing.
Yes. Well then, I would say if you would like me to accompany you, then we might move under the cover of darkness, and I can throw on a cloak or something to hide my face. but if we'd like to be safer and move during the day, then it would probably be best for us if it were just the two of you on land.
Give me some of that spiced rum cake.
But you have to get it from St. Marie's on a Thursday. That's
What?
when it's best.
What day is it now?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know how to read stars.
You would know it's Wednesday.
Hey!
So Thursday is tomorrow.
Oh, we need to get going.
Yeah, we need to hurry.
We need to be there on Thursday. It's tomorrow.
Do we need to? Do they sell out? Do we need to get there before they sell out?
Oh, they should have plenty. On Wednesday is when the rum shipments typically come in, and so on Thursday the cakes are nice and fresh.
All right. Well, then pull up that anchor. Let's go. Crew will run out and start climbing up the crow's nest. Get about halfway up, slip down a couple, and you see him kind of readjust and tighten his pants and mutter something, and then continue up.
Bull? Bull?
Are we going for cake or not?
Bull? The captain usually stands here, and John points at the helm.
Yeah, but you know the way I don't.
I see. You're the navigator? That's what you said you were?
Today feels more like an Outlook day.
That's a 15-year-old boy right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Right then. Okay. And John will take the helm.
I'll just let you handle it for the day. We'll reassess tomorrow.
As you wish, Captain.
And as the older Harangon says, as you wish, the 15-year-old boy who's claiming to be captain of this ship, we will begin to fade out from this scene and close out for the evening. Thank you all for hanging out with us, and next time, it'll get deadly serious next time. Peace.
Long live Captain Crew!
We'll see.